Good afternoon. I would like to call to order the Gladstone Community Center Advisory Board meeting on this Tuesday, September 16th, 2025 at 3:30 p.m. I will now read into the record that the City of Gladstone is abiding by guidelines set forth in House Bill 2560, which requires the governing body of the public body, to extent reasonably possible, to make all meetings accessible remotely through technological means and provide opportunity for members of the general public to remotely submit oral and written testimony during meetings to extent in-person oral and written testimony is allowed. Therefore, this meeting will be open to the public, both in person and virtually using the Zoom platform. Haley, would you mind doing the roll call, please?
Joelle Latku.
Here.
Sharon Howard.
Here.
Tony Bergeron.
Here.
Mindy Prosky.
Here.
Evelyn Johannesson.
Here.
Josie Whitaker.
Here.
Roxanne McMullen.
Here.
Thank you. So our agenda today is going to cover business from the community center staff, business from the board, and business from the audience. We have not met since June, and so I am excited to hear what has been going on over the summer with the community center. So before we get to that, could I please have a motion to approve the meeting minutes from our June 17th, 2025 meeting?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Thank you, Josie.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Tony. Haley, would you please call the vote?
Joelle Latku.
Aye.
Sharon Howard.
Aye.
Tony Bergeron.
Aye.
Mindy Prosky.
Aye.
Evelyn Johannesson.
Aye.
Josie Whitaker.
Aye.
Roxanne McMullen.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Meeting minutes are approved. All right. So with that, I will turn it over to business from the community center staff. Thank you, Michelle.
Hi, welcome back, everyone. I actually see most of you on a weekly basis still, but still, it's good to be back. I'm just going to kind of go through. I'm not sure if all of you were able to get a printout. If not, I will just, if you have any questions. Yeah, you all did? Okay, perfect. So I'm just going to start, first of all, by going over the July monthly report. We had summers are usually our slow time as far as everyone is vacationing and it's warm. But we had a pretty busy summer, to tell you the truth. One of the big things that we did in July was we partnered with the Clackamas County Housing Authority, and in the last, I believe, 5 years, or maybe it was 8 years, 5 to 8 years, they have not opened up the waiting list for HUD housing for the vouchers, Section 8. So we were one of 3 facilities in Clackamas County that helped individuals come in and help them through their application process. So, and now they'll be on the wait list for another 5 to 8 years, but it won't open back up. So, I mean, it was a big deal for the people that we affected by helping them get these applications in. It was a week-long effort. Our new client service coordinator, Kyla, headed that up, and it went really smoothly. She set out 5 days, and she had half-an-hour appointments, and she was booked all day, every day. So we kind of put that in there. Like I said, we were one of 3 facilities that were able to do that, had the staffing and time to be able to walk people through that. We had some lunch and learns go on. July and August, and now we've had a ton of donations of food products. So we just kind of showcase some of the items we got through July, which July was cherries picking and just a lot of different stuff that we had donated out of people's gardens. We also had Clackamas County Fire come in and do a lunch and learn, and it was really well attended. We had over 45 people attend that. We had our music on the greens for July. It was, again, well attended. And then we have been doing, I'm not sure if we talked about this the last meeting, but we've been doing make and take crafts once a month. That's headed up by one of our dedicated volunteers. She puts a lot of heart and soul into these make and take crafts. She comes up with the craft. She finds all the craft supplies, and then brings everything. So you literally just show up unless she tells you otherwise and make these fun crafts. So July, because of graduation and birthdays and summer, she did fun ways to give out money. And they did all these different crafts of crafty ways you could give away money with household items. And that's a lot of her make and take crafts or things that she finds around. Like 1 month everyone has to save lids or toilet paper rolls, or we have lists. She comes up and she's like, I need you to ask everyone to save these items. And then this is how she does these crafts. So, our revolving art wall is going well in July. We had one of our regulars, Marcia, displayed her art for the first time. Homebound meal program. In July, we were serving 40 homebound meals at the time. And same stuff, volunteers playing music, helping in the kitchen, delivering meals. And yeah, the last page, I guess second to last page, just all the fun things that we do around the center. They're putting together probably 4 to 9 puzzles a month at the center. I try to pick out really hard ones now because they just whip through them so quickly. We have some puzzle masters going on down there. So lots of puzzles. We had a lot of crafts going on, games. I had told you guys about Ronnie, the volunteer on Tuesdays. He not only helps out in the kitchen, but he does karaoke every Tuesday after lunch. They love that. And I'm not sure if I told you guys or not, but we have 2 really severe dementia cases at the center that they come. And when he starts singing, these are people who don't really socialize, don't talk. One gentleman who doesn't talk at all, and he just sits there. And when Ronnie starts singing, Tony can testify to this, he is up there just kicking and a dancing and swinging women around and is a completely different person. You would never guess that he has severe dementia when he's usually just stationary. So it's just a really beautiful thing to see down there. And then, of course, all our adventure trips. Michelle always tries to do something animal related, theatrical plays, lunch, and outdoor. In the summer, she does a lot of outdoor stuff, hiking and going places. They went to a mineral pool. Everyone thought that it was going to be like something they could get into, like they bring their bathing suits. But I guess it was just like a pool this big, and they were all dared to just drink out of this random pool in I don't know. It's called Willow Springs. Has anyone been there? I don't know. Yeah. So, all right. So that was July. August, again, a lot of the same. I guess not a lot of the same because we had community festival. So community festival, Gladstone Community Festival for us looks like Kiwanis breakfast in the morning, followed by the parade, followed by volunteers at the festival. So it's a lot of activity and entertainment. We also in August had the clothing swap, and we decided to do it on a Friday, Saturday. It was not as well attended as I was hoping. We're going to try again next year, but we're going to do it not in the summer and in the evening. We're just trying out different things. We're going to keep trying things until we see what works, because I do know that clothing swaps are huge events in other cities. So I think it's just our timing. So we'll keep going with that. August music on the greens. We had the Cousin's Main lobster truck there. I tried one. I don't know if any of you were there and tried one. I did not see what all the hype was about with a lobster roll. Personally, it had mayonnaise on it and it was cold, but everyone seemed to really love it. Great music. It was a really nice night. New Orleans type music, bluesy. And then this was one of our most popular make and takes. Kathy had had Kyla find boards and then cut them. If any of you haven't met Kyla, our new client service coordinator, she's amazing, and very high energy. So you bring her any project and she does it. So someone brought in a bunch of old fence boards. Kyla went home and chop sawed them herself. And they made these cute little welcome signs. And this is one of the lids were the centerpiece of the flower. So we were saving all these lids, and Kathy is just so creative. A ton of people showed up for that one. I can't even put all their pictures in there, but they came out with the cutest signs, you guys. They really enjoyed that. And here is our volunteers. Shout out to Josie. She comes every single month, even if people don't show up for their blood pressure, and is there to take everyone's blood pressure on the second Tuesday of the month. And she's been doing that for years and years. And then we just kind of showcased our garden. We have pumpkins right now, but we've been getting peppers, green beans, tomatoes, jalapenos. I don't know why I grew jalapenos, to tell you the truth. No one will eat them. Broccoli. We have, cucumbers. We've been getting massive cucumbers out of the garden. It's been a really fruitful year with not only donations, but our own garden as well. And then, of course, our revolving art wall. This is the first time we've ever had someone come in with cross stitch, and she makes these beautiful portraits and designs out of all cross stitch. And I guess it takes her hundreds of hours to complete these. So that was really neat to see that. One of the fun things about our movie night in the summer, or our movie day on the fourth Wednesday of every month, is that in the summer kids come. So we try to show kids flicks. And so we did Wonka. We had, I don't know if you can tell in the picture, but I believe there were 6 kids there along with adults. They came in, got their popcorn, their root beer floats. That was a really good attendance for that. Of course, our live music. And then our lunch and learn was Clackamas County Weatherization Program. They came in and gave out lots of goodies. And I think I've told you guys this, but a lot of our lunch and learns really come to fulfillment when our patrons utilize whatever is being, talked about at these lunch and learns. So a lot of people signed up for the weatherization program when they're there. So they have signups while you're there, and they're able to get these free services that they might not have known about otherwise. So that was that one. We stepped up to 42 participants on our home delivered meals in August. So creeping up. Again, a lot of people go off in the summer for whatever reason. If they're moving, their families are moving them. Not exactly sure. And then the last page is our trips. Again, they went to the Donkey Sanctuary. They went hiking. They went all over the place. Oh, they were supposed to go see Earth, Wind, and Fire. They didn't end up getting to go to that one, but Michelle just always comes up with a lot of creative, different trips to take them on. So that was August. All right, moving along. The community center class update. So when I left you, we were still, our applications were open. I'll just tell you how it ended up. At the last moment, I don't think this was said at our last meeting, we found out that the community school was unable to accommodate the adult acrylic and oil painting class from Shirley Lynn that they've always done. So we took them on, and they were also in the air with yoga. And so Mary Erickson had come to me and asked if she could do yoga at the center as well. So we added at the last minute those 2 classes, which was great because we were not able to get more than 2 participants for our youth art class or our creative writing class, unfortunately. And so we had to cancel both of those classes. There was only 2 participants that had signed up for both of those. We are going to try again. We are going to do a youth painting specific class instead of just leaving it with open art and see if there's more interest in that. But we are always open to suggestions on what you guys think might work at the center. But we are going to keep trying so we can try to find where that need is in the community for other age groups, so we can be multi-generational. So we did, however, fill and went over capacity on Drums Alive, Zumba, both the painting AM and PM classes, 3 levels of Tai Chi, and then yoga. So, and all of them are full. And like I said, the instructors ended up coming to me as the classes were starting and saying, hey, let's just squeeze in 1 or 2 or 3 or so they're very full. Successful. I think it's very successful, and I think we can only improve from here. So those were the community classes. We already are working on our winter term. So we'll see. We'll have all the same classes that we're doing now, but we're going to try to fit in some evening and youth classes as well. We've got a couple things that we're working on that I'll share with you in the future, but we are not trying to miss those kiddos out there. We're trying to do something there. Since we talked last, I, myself and Jackie, city administrator, went in front of the board, city council, and we presented where we are at on city council goals. And we're moving right along. We're doing everything that we could be doing, if not more. And the city council I feel like they're really proud of what we're doing over there. So thank you for all your guys' support, help with everything. Because yeah, it was a really great meeting. It was nice to be able to get up there and just tell them, yes, we're meeting and exceeding all these goals you gave us and loving doing it. So I feel like they're really proud of us. I'm going to let Jal and Bonnie talk about the mural project that we're doing. Is that okay? And then the last thing I wanted to talk about is that the community center will be part of a communication plan that is going to be citywide. And so we're just working with the city to hopefully come up with a really interactive, cohesive communication internally and externally to the public. And the city has hired SSW Consulting to help with that. And I'm excited to share more of that as we kind of work our way through that and start rolling out some of that stuff. So more to come on that. But yeah, it looks really good. It looks good for us. It looks good for the city to really have that interactive, cohesive feel that we all want as the city of Gladstone. Any questions?
I have a question. I'm looking at the numbers for the homebound meals, and you said you were doing 42 at this point?
This September, we're up to 45.
Yeah. How did the financing work out on that? I know that you got a big chop about 3 or 4 months ago about the money that was supplementing the program. How has that worked out, and what is the maximum number you could actually do for now versus then?
It's not necessarily about a maximum number. It's just how that works. There's a grant that we get through Clackamas County. So, and that is what I was referring to as far as getting, having to reduce 30% of the funds that they were giving us for 2024, 2025, 2026. They were just kind of projecting going forward. So how we dealt with that at the center is we made a hard cut of weekend meals for homebound participants. And the reason it was easy for us to do that, because a lot of other centers, I'm not sure if you guys have heard of what's going on at other centers, but there's some issues financially. Ours, we made that choice right from the beginning to cut those weekend meals. Those are the frozen meals. And we felt comfortable doing that because we also have our program in place for food boxes for homebound seniors. And so we knew that anybody who needed them, our volunteers are going and packing food boxes for them for the weekends. And so we didn't have to worry about that. Not everyone had that and couldn't make that choice to cut off weekend meals to people because maybe they didn't have food options. So we mitigated that all the way through 2025, moving into 2026 for that 30% right off the bat. Moving forward, I'm not sure how things are going to pan out financially. We did just go into our new contract with Clackamas County, and we did look at about a 20% decrease over the next 2 years in funding. However, with that said, our team, we are number one for identifying and servicing, which is not included in the same funding pot for Medicaid clients. So we go out of our way, and we're one of 2 centers who has access to a statewide system because we were willing to learn it. We as an I, it's not easy. And going in there and digging around and finding these if someone has Medicaid benefits. And so that's something that they're trying to work out for all centers. So hopefully they can get that funding as well. I don't know what the easy solution is, but we're killing it. So we currently have, don't hold me on this, but I think 13 of our 45 are Medicaid. And what that equivalates out to is the funding is from a different source. And it's a lot more money per meal. Instead of $2.25, it's $12.75. So, yeah, we're actually in the position where we have to pay back the city or the state. So Clackamas County. And they've never had that before. So it was a full sit down meeting. Like, we don't even know what to do with your center because we've given you all this money and you're collecting on all these Medicaid individuals. We're creatively getting creative.
Well, thank you for the information. I've been wondering how you worked it out. Thanks a lot.
Yes.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you, Roxanne.
I am curious, can you use those dollars to just buy them more food?
No, we put it in. I mean, it goes specifically.
But does it have to go to them? That's why I'm asking.
It goes into the general fund.
That's beautiful. That's awesome. So essentially,
which helps us with budgeting into your.
That's amazing. Nice job.
I have a question. Do we have any mechanism in place to solicit feedback from our new class participants to see what they liked, if there was something that, process improvement? Are we going to do that? Is there any mechanism in place?
Yeah, now that you said that, I think that's a great idea.
All right.
Yeah, I think at the end of the term, I think we should definitely do a survey.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would. I mean, there's always room for improvement.
Absolutely.
And I think it really helps people to feel heard too. This is brand new. There's always room for improvement, and maybe there isn't. Maybe it's all like really, really fantastic and we just keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah, no, thank you for that suggestion. And I will take you up on that, and we will do a survey. And I'm just learning more than I need to know about QR codes lately. And so maybe I'll add a QR code into that survey.
You should.
Online survey.
Definitely. QR codes are the way to go.
Think of your infographics that you can put on these reports, Michelle. With survey results.
Yes.
It's true.
Can only get better.
No, they're already beautiful, but just even more bonus data.
Yeah. We love data.
Yes. That is true. Does anybody else have any questions or comments for Michelle? No? Well, fantastic work, Michelle, really. I'm so happy that you're fully staffed now too. And it sounds like it's going great. And I really wish I would have been there for that little welcome sign craft because those are adorable and I need one like now.
Well, you can come to the next one,
I
and it is these made out of pool noodles, these little ghosts, but they're little cowboy boots and little pants. And it's a ghost sheet, and it's like a little Halloween child ghost. And they are so cute. And then these cute little candy corn jars.
Okay.
So
I'm there. I
Yeah.
must attend that. Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
she made little mock-ups to show everyone what they would be making. So if
That's
anyone has any children's pants or child's shoes laying around, please bring them by the center.
okay. Those are the collection items now. Okay. That is so funny. Well, thank you so much for that update. Let's see, moving on. I wanted to ask if anybody on the board was able to volunteer or participate in any way with the Gladstone Community Festival. And did you have any comments, any feedback? How did it go? If you did a shift at the table, any feedback that you have about this last community festival?
Oh, I'm already on.
You're on.
Well, I volunteered, like, I think Saturday morning, 2 hour
Yeah.
for the community center booth. And things went really smoothly. The kids were happy. Pat, the fire engine, Pat, brought so many toys.
Oh my gosh.
So many stuffed animals that the kids were just amazed that they were getting these, nice quality stuffed animals.
Love it.
And they spun a thing for it, and they always won, of course. And so my experience was that
Yep.
it was fun and good.
Good attendance.
Yeah.
A lot of people coming by the table.
Oh, yeah.
I did a shift in the afternoon. And it wanes a little bit, in the afternoon, especially if it's a little warm out. But still lots of people coming by, still a lot of people, no idea that the Gladstone Community Center even exists. And so it's always really wonderful to be able to hand literature to people and to, talk to them about the great things, sign up for classes or, just come by, do a puzzle, do a craft. And so it was really, I always enjoy the festival. So anybody else?
Not about that. I do have a comment, though.
Okay, yeah, turn your thing on. There you go.
Several months ago, Michelle, it's probably been over a year, called me and asked me if I was interested in teaching a crochet class. And I told her I wasn't much of a teacher, but whatever. So we started one. We started out with 4 people, and then we extended it to a 2-hour thing on Fridays and added crafts. And now we've got like 12 people.
Now 13, a woman came in today. She's going to be there on Friday.
Good. I met a couple in the blood pressure process that said, we want to come, but I haven't seen either of them. But anyway, it's been really neat. And a lot of times people will drop in, and we made granny squares and auctioned off quilts at the Christmas thing
Oh, nice.
with donations to the center.
Nice.
And it's been kind of an interesting, fun thing. And some of those girls would sit there all day on Friday and work on projects. So
Well,
it was
that's
just kind of a
nice.
fun thing, but
Well,
I'm
and
not a teacher.
It happened organically, which is really nice that there's space to do that. That there is space to just have somebody say, hey, I'll do this, even though, you don't think you're a teacher, but you obviously are opening up a welcoming space for people to come and sit and participate. And that's wonderful. Thank you for doing that. Awesome.
Well, I think it's just so great because when people come in and don't know necessarily how to crochet, knit, they all have different crafts that they do, but they will teach them I've watched Josie with countless people teach them how to crochet. So if you don't crochet, where do you go? So they see your little blurb in the newsletter and they come down, and yeah, it's really great.
That's so cool. I love that. Does anybody else have any comments?
The Duncans?
We're not there yet.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. Thank you for keeping me on task. Okay, the last piece that I have, business of the board, is just a reminder to everybody on the board that if there is any topic that you would like to make sure that we discuss as a board, please always feel free to contact me via email, phone, if there's anything that you just really want to see on the agenda. Michelle and I meet before we have our board meeting to go over agenda items. We don't have to be the only ones deciding what's on the agenda. I just want to throw that out there. So if you have anything that you really want to talk about, we try to stay on topic at our meetings, stay on agenda, but please feel free to put something on the agenda if it's something that you want to talk about or ask about. I just really want you all to feel free to do that.
I have one question for you, Michelle. I know that you're going into the back half of the year, and so you have, obviously, this is another busy time for you. I personally would love to help. I think that the sooner I know what's coming, the better. And I'm wondering, like, as you think about the back half of the year, I mean, instantly what pops into my head is like your holiday events and things like that. Is there a certain area where you think you need more help?
So for the first time ever, we are going to do a Harvest Festival open house on October 31st. Josie doesn't know this yet, but we're going to be asking the crochet group to sew bean bags for a bag toss. We're asking different groups, Pinochle group, we're asking them all to be in charge of the hay bale bowling. So different groups at the center are kind of forcefully getting tasked to participate in this open house harvest festival that we're doing. So we do have a sign up sheet at the front desk of items and or volunteer work that we're going to need during this harvest festival. And then of course, during the holiday market and tree lighting, I always need volunteers at the front desk. I like to get zip codes from people and hand out bags and hand out raffle tickets. And just kind of be like that welcoming face as people. So I try to do 2-hour increments. So we'll always be looking for volunteers at the front desk for the holiday festival. And then just your guys' presence, I guess, at events. Friendsgiving we have coming up in November. We have the holiday dinner in December that are both put on by the foundation. So you guys being around and being available, that's great. Those are the things that we're kind of looking at from here to December, though.
That is awesome. Thank you.
Michelle, what time is the Harvest Festival going to be?
It's going to be from 3 to 5, so we don't interfere with the cities. So the kids, and it's going to be all ages.
Nice.
And then, which I think is going to be great for our candy intake, we're doing a candy exchange for a prize. So if anyone has, random child's prizes lying around, drop them off, because I'm guessing a lot of parents don't want their kids coming home with all that candy.
Mhm.
So we're putting that in the newsletter, like have your kids bring their candy and do a candy exchange at the center, because the seniors at the center go through a bowl. If you put out a bowl of candy, the bowl of candy is gone. So we're hoping that this is going to work out in everybody's favor.
That is going to be a busy night. That is the last football game. And I believe homecoming. So wow, Gladstone is going to be hopping from 3
To 10.
till 10. So parking, not maybe a little hectic, but what a fun night. Halloween is my favorite holiday. And so, yes.
And I forgot to
Love it.
mention, we're also doing a cake walk. So if any of
Oh
you
my
are
gosh.
bakers, we will be looking for cakes and pies for the cake, like the old fashioned cake walk.
Nice.
Love
So yeah.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my gosh, I'm gonna have to go down there and do that.
I need to do that as well. I love a good cake walk.
We did that at our house, the candy exchange. We called it the Great Pumpkin was coming. And he was going to exchange it for an item of your choice. It was
Nice.
always, I was really grateful I didn't have to go to the dentist too much after that.
Do you mean like
Love it.
a toy or
Yeah.
a
Something-
puzzle or?
Something non-food.
Yeah.
I mean,
So right now, I don't know if you know, but we get donations from Trader Joe's of flowers every Monday. Well, our last set of donations, we had hundreds of bundles of flowers, but in all of them were these tiny little skeletons that had fake succulents at the top, and they're magnets. And so they are little skeleton magnets with a succulent plant at the top, and they're little skeletons. So we already have 100 prizes.
Nice.
So
Very resourceful.
yes.
Awesome. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions, any comments? All right. Thank you. We're going to go ahead and move on to business from the audience with the foundation update. Thank you.
We've got a busy back end of the year as well. For you to turn it on. I'm just gonna walk by with this diagram of how we can now identify that we have a community center rather than what's this building over here and I didn't know we had a community center. So I'm going to show you what it's going to look like and then you can add to it. So it's 2 levels. And you see the top text is going to be larger. So much. It's the same artist. Oh my gosh, that's so perfect. Yeah, it's very colorful. It really stands out. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, our goal with this is to make the building not so much of a please don't notice me kind of a building that it's been for so many years. You even mentioned it earlier that a lot of people don't even know where it is.
Mhm.
So that's one of the things that we're doing.
Let me finish. We met with the artist last week with Jackie and our little committee.
Okay, go ahead.
And
Kathy Rowe is her name.
it's pretty much a go, but it looks like it's going to be spring because of how it has to be hung. It really shouldn't be damp, cold time of year to do that. So it will probably not get done until spring, but we're anxious and the foundation will be paying for it. Add to that?
That's enough, yeah.
Okay.
Any questions about the signage for the community center? We're pretty excited about that. That's pretty cool. Let me start by saying that I'm dismayed that my doppelganger, Robert Redford, died. Yeah, he had been accused so many times of looking like me. But what we're doing is the first annual smoke alarm project, where we're making it possible for people who would like, seniors who would like to have their smoke alarms checked, replaced, fixed, or just analyzed in general, then we are providing the means to do that. And we are expecting that we will probably have pretty good interest in that. However, the initial project was just to get 10 people signed up so that we could see how it goes and see what kind of questions come up. And so far, I think we have 2. Yeah, just 2.
3 from today.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we have 1 more from today.
Is Alma one of those? Well, she would be 4 then.
Okay.
At any rate, the idea of it is that if they can possibly pitch in, donate to the foundation a little bit for doing it for them, we would be happy to replace those for them, but it isn't necessary. If they don't have one, if they don't have a functioning one or it's timed out, they're really only made the last 10 years, then we would spring for that. And we're pretty excited about doing that. We might even, excuse me, we might even be winding up teaming up with the Clackamas County Fire to do this as well. So we're going to have to talk to them about that.
We feel that a lot of seniors, especially ones that live alone, probably have no clue when theirs was last checked, if it works, if it's functioning. And so that's kind of what we want to reach out to. We've sent out these flyers with applications to our homebound meals people. And then is it going to get on the newsletter or no? I can't remember how we.
I think we were going to wait this newsletter and then put it out next newsletter to the public seniors. So right now we're focusing on homebound and cases that we know within the center, and then we'll push it out publicly on the newsletter next month.
Yeah. So
I know on our route for homebound meals, most of the people are living in apartments and don't have standalone homes, which causes a problem because the owners of the apartment buildings are supposed to be responsible for the updating of the fire alarms, smoke alarms. So,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do they also include the carbon monoxide detector?
yes.
Oh.
The new ones have sensors for both. So, yeah.
Any other questions about that? We'll be looking forward to being able to report to you later how many we've been able to help. So on the 10th of October, we're going to have our 50th anniversary dinner at the center that the foundation is sponsoring for couples married 50 years or more. Is the RSVPs changed since Friday?
I believe we're at 17 couples right now.
17 couples, okay, that's good. And so Kyla has jumped on. I'll tell you guys, if you haven't met Kyla yet, you need to meet Kyla because between the two of them, stuff's getting done.
There's a lot of energy in this building now.
Yeah, so Kyla's kind of taking the ball with the 50th anniversary, and she's got decorations all ready to go. Each couple will provide a photograph of each couple, and then, of course, the meal will be serving. And then we're going to have some entertainment, and then hopefully he can go around with the handheld mic and talk to people. We did that last year. It was pretty fun. Some of them have stories to tell about their wedding nights and all kinds of things.
First time that they met.
Yeah. And so it's just a real kind of a fun evening for them. So that's October 10th. And I'm looking forward to that. The other thing that we're doing in October is in conjunction with the center is that we're hosting the Minnetonka Swing Band. And the Minnetonka Swing Band remembers the Japanese Americans who were interned behind barbed wire during World War II with big band sounds from the 30s, 40s, and beyond. So this band is their tribute to that particular part of our history. And apparently they're a rockin' group, And so we're looking forward to that. It'll be at the high school on Saturday, October 25th from 2 to 3. They're a pretty large band. They have a lot of instruments, right? They need a lot of setup time, they said. It's free, and we'll have handouts for the center and handouts for the center's upcoming events, and then also for the foundation. So everyone's invited. Tell your friends, and we're looking forward to this. Michelle was able to find this opportunity and present it to us. We've been working on it for a while, and now it's almost here. So we're looking forward to that. And then also we are getting in the beginning stages of hosting Friendsgiving the Thursday before Thanksgiving. And so we don't have much to report on that, but I'm sure that it's going to be great. Like it usually has a very good attendance. We're talking about food and donations and who's cooking and that sort of thing. So anyway that since we are hosting it, that we can help sponsoring with the food and whatever else needs to be done, we can do that. Mural, 50th, okay, Friendsgiving.
Finances.
No. Okay, I think that's all. Anybody have a question for us? Any more?
Yes, for the smoke detectors, did you say that you had the capacity to do 10?
We'd like to have 10 sign up
You'd like to have 10 sign up. Okay.
Yeah, for now.
as our initial project launch.
And when is the ETA for the project launch? Are you waiting to get more people
Well, we're
before
trying
you
to get it
actually
together
launch?
by the 30th of September to get everybody on board, but I don't know if that's going to happen. It's possible.
It'll probably happen in October. The gentleman who will be doing the work, we are wanting to have 4 or 5 for him to come and do
Sure.
several rather than make a trip for one. And so that's kind of how
That
I'm
makes
thinking
sense.
at least the initial group should be October.
Sounds great. Thank you so much for providing that.
Okay, we're done.
Is that it for us?
That's it for us.
Okay.
They just reminded me too, the foundation also does little things every month. Like this month, a senior had holes in the toes of his shoes and heels, and Bonnie and Jal went shopping for boots because he's homebound, and the foundation paid for new shoes for him. So, I mean, there's things on a daily basis that we're not really talking about that the foundation does. These are more of the larger items, but there's never a time that I can't go to them and say, hey, I have a senior, this is the issue. And they immediately say yes. So.
And they very graciously let me attend their meetings as a liaison. But I understand they paid for some veterinary bills for a woman who had a beloved fur puppy and needed help, and they did it. They've never said no that I've heard.
On the tunes of thousands of dollars, by the way. It's
Thank
not just like small. I mean, like I said, they don't talk about a lot of the little things that they do, but the foundation, that's where I really feel like the Gladstone Community Center is just
Last.
just so blessed. So, other centers are great, I'm sure, but our foundation is above and beyond the best foundation that I think I could ever have dreamed for. So they are helping so many lives. So.
Thank you so much. Okay, does anybody else have any questions or comments? All righty. I would entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second it.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Roxanne. And Haley, will you call the vote, please?
Joelle Latku,
Hi.
Sharon Howard,
Aye.
Tony Bergeron,
Aye.
Mindy Prosky,
Aye.
Evelyn Johannesson,
Aye.
Josie Whitaker,
Aye.
Roxanne McMullen.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Meeting is adjourned at 4:20 PM. And as a reminder, our next meeting is going to be on October 21st, 2025 at 3:30 PM.